All right, all you grapplers out there, we know that if you get yourself caught into a top wrist lock or double wrist lock position, I mean, you've playing the game long enough. We've all been caught there and had a little bit of muscle fiber tearage or cartilage tears. So we're talking about these extreme positions: Americana, Kimura, top wrist lock, double wrist lock. You know, it's all the same thing. You can do a little bit of a pre-hab, rehab sort of thing, and you never want to do this with heavy weight. Matter of fact, I'm just playing with a 5-pound weight right here to really emphasize the fact. You don't really want to go much higher. If your shoulder's in a good shape, maybe you can take it as high as 15, but you never need to go further than that. And this isn't a strengthening exercise so much as just trying to keep some range of motion in that position so you're able to hold out and fight a little bit longer for those top and double wrist lock positions. Ideally, you want to be able to just lay down and keep your elbow flat on the mat while you do this exercise. But if you've got a little bit of tear in there, and you know, my shoulder's been wrecked doing this for a long time. But we'll show you. You can go to a little bit of elevation position. But basically, all you're doing, we know, top wrist lock or Americana position, with a hand point to the top of the head. Double wrist lock or Kimura position, pointing towards the hips. That's where you take the weight, no momentum on this thing, taking it nice and slow, leaving the upper arm, the humerus, just kind of flat to the mat as you can, and you go until your range of motion stops you. Until I'm warmed up, I got to stop right about there. My arm starts pulling apart. But once you put yourself into about 3 sets of 15, you'll probably find that you're able to go even lower, actually touch the hand down to the mat. But again, no momentum. You're just trying to flood the area with blood, kind of loosen this whole thing up. And again, if your range of motion is really tight through there, you might find you're more comfy with a little bit of elevation on this, so you can still kind of get a little bit more drag in the top and bottom ends of these things. Again, don't think of this as being a strengthening exercise so much in your prehab for those with healthy shoulders who have not been ripped yet. Of course, you just say in the sport, it's coming. And for those of us who have already been ripped, it's a way to kind of start getting a little bit more mobility back in range before you get all that little nice scar tissue in there and get everything nice and tight where you're having to tap sooner and sooner all the time because your shoulders won't move. Anyway, I would say have fun with that. If you're doing something like this, chances are you've already not had any fun because you've been ripped up.